Free way to clone HDD to SSD? Is there a free way to clone a full Windows 7 installation from HDD to SSD? The free part is important. I know I can pay for a Acronis True Image. SSDs are usually much smaller than HDDs, which complicates matters. For instance, I have about 50 GB data, my new SSD is 80 GB, but I still can't use Windows Clone/Restore system if my HDD is something like 300 GB. Therefore, I'm looking for a third-party tool that will be able to create a clone of my C partition, store it onto an external USB drive, boot from some rescue, restore CD, load the image onto the new SSD, Acronis True Image seems like a tool that should support this, but it's a paid-for software, and the trial version cannot create clones. Acronis Migrate Easy is a fully functional tria for 15 days, but need both the HDD and SSD connected at the same time, is a bit of a problem for me as a laptop user. Here's I almost got there combining Windows Image Backup combined with Acronis True Image Restore CD, which can load VHDs, but was not able to boot as some boot information were probably lost and could not be repaired using the Win7 installation DVD.
PartMagic. Update. Since circa 2014, PartMagic is no longer free to download, although still technically FOSS, in the sense that you can build it from source. PartMagic is a free, FOSS actually, Linux-based tool that can perform almost any operations with disk drives, including copying, resizing and moving partitions. It can be booted from CD, USB flash drive or network and is very small, around 70 MB.
Clonezilla. Clonezilla is a free Linux-based tool made for hard disk backups.
Windows 7 actually behaves differently when it is installed on an SSD. When a solid-state drive is present, Windows 7 will disable disk defragmentation, superfetch, ready boost, as well as boot and application launch prefetching. This URL. I'm not sure if all this will be done automatically if you clone to an SSD instead of a fresh Windows install. Something you might want to think about.
Paragon Backup and AMP Recovery. Paragon Backup and AMP Recovery 2011 Advanced Free has Restore with Shrink to restore a backup image into a smaller disk, taking into account only the amount of actual data of the image. That means that the amount of used space on the HDD be smaller than the full size of the SSD, with a few gigabytes still left free as a security measure. Another solution to the size problem is to rather use a copying tool such as HoboCopy to copy from the HDD to the SSD. It uses shadow copy and so can also copy files that are in use. Acronis True Image. For straight disk cloning, Acronis True Image Home, $49.99, is another good possibility. The target disk can also be of any size with the same considerations as above. Other free cloning tools are DriveImage XML. DriveImage XML runs from within Windows and can back up logical drives and partitions to image files, but doesn't have a boot CD. You need to create a BART boot CD. Many people rave about it. Easiest disk copy. Easiest Disk Copy is a great alternative if you don't want to go for a hot backup that runs from within Windows. Good review at Lifehacker and on a par with DriveImage XML. A boot CD is supplied.